Why do y'all do this to me? Y'all do it. I think y'all do it on purpose. I swear. I swear. But I'm coming. I'm coming for you. Okay, let's get into this. Made a video about MPFL. I brought up all the things I thought MPFL is doing, trying to do right. I'm being positive, not being negative, whatever. Here we go. Forward-facing sonar. Here comes the comments. Okay, so here, I'm just gonna, this is some of them already. MPFL has not made a drop of noise in the market. Forward-facing sonar isn't going away. Let's learn it and move on. So I will say, I get some of these guys that are saying some stuff like this because there's these guys out there that are these crazy, get rid of forward-facing sonar stuff, right? I'm not that guy. I've seen it lately that the opposite side, and I don't blame them, it's coming. The opposite side of the forward-facing sonar guys are all the guys that are like, oh, you guys are old, you don't know how to use it. What are they saying? The best fishermen in the world use it, all this stuff. It's not going anywhere. That's the number one thing people keep saying. It's not going anywhere. What do you mean it's not going anywhere? It's been banned. It's not going anywhere in the sense of, I don't think it's ever going to become illegal. No, you can still fish with live bait. I don't think it'll ever become illegal. That's for one. And when I say you can fish with live bait, you got to realize the only way it's going to ever like go away, this has nothing to do with tournaments. It's if it becomes a law or something that you're not allowed to do it, right? It'd be like, I don't even want to say that, but it'd be like, you got restrictions in hunting. There's restrictions in fishing too. We don't have too many of them, to be honest with you. Tournaments, we have a bunch, as we should, because we're tournament fishermen. It's a sport. Fishing is a sport anyways, but we are treating as like we're trying to figure out who the best fishermen in the world are at it. Okay? So there's certain things that we're not allowed to do. I still think people get confused about that. That's why we're not allowed to fish with multiple rods. We're not allowed to troll. We're not allowed to use live bait. We're not allowed to do certain things because it's just because. And I agree with those things. Now, the forward-facing sonar thing is a debate. It's crazy. It's wild, right? But to sit there and say it's not going to go away, that's a wild statement. Wild. It's already gone away in one tournament, like the entire circuit. It's being limited in another one. And even the one I'm talking about, because everyone's bringing up the elites, they're limited. Now they can't use multiple transducers and things. So yes, can it go away? Easily. Like that. I'm not even saying it should. I'm just saying that's a dumb statement. It's dumb. And y'all keep saying it. Like it's not gonna be, like it's not a thing. Now it might come back. If they get rid of it, it might come back in 5 years. I don't really know. But these people that are saying that as of yesterday, or as of today actually, this is gonna be the video for today, but it was the video I put out yesterday. Have you not been paying attention? They're voting on it in the elites, that it might be a half and half deal. That's always what I thought it should be, a half and half deal. I love it just for the absolute, like I don't like all the other BS drama in fishing. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. I don't like some of the drama going on, okay? Boy, I want the drama on this. I want it so bad. It's the number one thing I say. I want to see if some of these guys can actually catch them without it. And what I mean by catch them, before I go any further into these comments, I want you to hear this one thing. I'm gonna start at the beginning of the video so you listen. Not catching a fish. I know you can catch a fish. Oh my gosh. Everyone I've ever taken fishing has caught a fish and they've never fished before. They've caught a fish. Catching a fish is not that hard sometimes, all right? It'd be like going to a basketball game and watching some guy and go, I wanna see if that guy can score. That guy could throw up a wild shot behind his head and go to the basket, right? There is a giant difference between the guy starting, leading his team in points, and the guy sitting at the end of the bench. Okay? That guy sitting at the end of the bench is better than every other person that's not on a basketball team. He's so much better than everyone else in the country. He also might not get to play that game. He's not going to get to play. His contract is going to be about a tenth of what the guy who's leading the team in points is. Yes, they are both professional basketball players, no doubt. But the difference between that guy and the guy at the end of the bench in terms of how we think about them are way different. The guy might still be a good basketball player, but no one's talking about him. No one's talking about him because there's a difference. And that's what we're saying. I want to see the difference of what happens if you take it away from the number one fisherman in the country, who's leading angler of the year, and is this guy in the top 10 in angler of the year with it, and is he now in 50th or 60th in angler of the year without it? Still might be a professional fisherman, but no one's talking about who's coming in 50th place in these events. No one. I want to, and this isn't a knock on them, in every single tournament, I don't care the levels of what it is. I don't care if it's BFLs, Toyotas, Opens, BPT, whatever it is, your club event. No one cares about the guy finishing middle of the pack. You don't get ribbons for that. We're not in third grade anymore. Okay? We talk about the winners, the guys at the top. And that's the problem, is people don't think the guys at the top will be at the top when you take it away. Now, some of them might. Some. We just want to figure out which some of those people are, because some of them aren't. Guaranteed. And then we can figure out who those people are. I want to see that drama, no doubt. I've said it from day one about this. I want to see it. And everyone's going to get on there and start talking about, if they want to talk about me. I'm fishing all these events against forward facing sonar. I'm fine. I've made plenty of top 10s this year. I'm good. I don't care. Leave it, take it away. It don't matter to me. I've done my work. I've put in my time. I'm getting pretty good at it. Take it away. Got 20 years without it. I don't care. I care about this one. I want to see if those guys have put in their work on the other side. Let's see. Let's see. So when we get back to these comments that it's not going away, yeah, I think it is in certain tournaments. But finally, guy said a great thing. He's like, name a way it's improved the sport. And that's a big comment right there. It's a huge comment. And here's why. It's not a knock on that. I have learned. I even know how to spell it. It starts with an L, ends with a D. I've learned more about fishing in the last 3 years, or I've learned about fish and how they act under the water. I've learned more about that with forward-facing sonar than I had in 20-something years of fishing, no doubt. I've learned a ton because I was, to a degree, I wasn't getting stagnant with fishing, but I do like to use it and like to learn from it. But I'm a guy who sight fished. I loved to look in the water, and that's what I get to do with this piece of equipment. I love LiveScope in that instance. Love it. I love looking at it and watching fish and how they react and doing all that stuff. Love me or hate me because of that, whatever. I've learned, I like to learn things. You get mad at me about that, I don't care. Now, on the flip side of that is, I also watch a couple of these people, these fishermen, that couldn't fish without it. Like, if you took a bunch of things off of my boat, I'm still gonna catch fish. At a high level, I gotta start saying this from now on, at a very high level, I want to see if some of these other people can do it at a high level. How has it improved the sport? not grown the sport. It's a very great thing this guy said. Tug is the drug, 77. I got it. That's his name. Can't help it. Name a way it has improved the sport. Question mark. I don't even know how to answer it really. I really don't. What has improved the sport? What has? I think Bassmaster, when it came around and with Ray Scott, improved the sport. I think people like Kevin Van Dam improved the sport. Mark Zona on the commentating side improved the sport. I think there were certain things with YouTube improved the sport. I think certain people and certain things, I think, did live improve the sport. Live coverage. Zona has his own take on that. If you want to go listen to it, he's had his own take on that. I mean, he said it was wild when he first saw it. So I think there's a lot of things that have improved the sport and made the sport we like better. I think when Walmart got in with FLW and started putting money, like wild amounts of money in the sport, I looked at that and was like, you can win $1 million fishing a tournament? That's wild. That's improving. How is that? Show me how that didn't improve the sport. And now, this many years later, the payouts aren't better. The entry fees on most of them are still high. And if it's so good, if any of this is so good, because to me, improving the sport would be, why wouldn't it be financial? Like, to me, and I think most people would agree. Someone on here tell me, right, that doesn't agree with me. What if you could go fishing for less? Not tournaments, just in general. What if boats didn't cost that much money? What if baits didn't cost that much money? What if all these things didn't cost that much money? Would the sport be better? I mean, golly, how would it not be? If our lakes were that much easy, like what if the lakes had that many more fish in them? Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, I live down here in Texas. Our lakes are phenomenal. There's some things that people don't always agree with what they do. But man, our stocking program and things that we do is next level. How is that? I mean, they just went to Lake Fork. None of us, they don't stock Sabine. There's no reason to. But they just went to Lake Fork, the elites. Is Lake Fork the best lake in the country? No. Man, they caught some pretty big bass there, though. There's a lot of places in the country. 99.9% of the lakes in the country, you can't go do that in. We have some lakes down here, what Texas Parks and Wildlife does to them and stocks them. Some lakes that they don't have tournaments on, they're phenomenal. That improves the sport of fishing, in my opinion. No doubt. When you can catch bigger fish, more often, more of them. It's what we want to go do, is catch a fish. LiveScope has got it easier to catch fish, no doubt. Right? I think it's made it harder for guys to catch a fish that don't have LiveScope though too. So it's kind of a weird one. There's no doubt that it's making the pressure on fishing harder because we've caught more fish with it. Scheme of things with LiveScope and tournaments, if they drop the entry fees, all right, Garmin, people aren't gonna like this take. I fish tournaments for a living though. If Garmin went in there and bought some of these tournaments and like, hey, we're gonna double the payout and we're gonna make these entry fees almost nothing. I'm sorry guys. I'll be the first one to be like, I'm all in, all the way. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I mean, I'm not very high up into Garmin. But if they did, and all of a sudden tournament, if they did what Bass did, and I'm talking about Bass did 50 years ago, where they made it a thing and made bass fishing a sport and made it a like if they said, hey, if Garmin buys or does whatever and buys a tournament trail and said, none of y'all ever have to pay entry fees, last place is 10,000, we're gonna do this, and you get to live scope forever and do all that stuff. Man, you'll go see me try to qualify for that trail. And if they did that over numerous trails or whatever, y'all might not like it, but as a tournament fisherman, yeah. But right now, that's not happening. It's not. Nothing's changed. Nothing. So I don't know. It's improved. The way it's improved is I can now at times catch fish easier and find fish easier. For me personally. For a lot of people, it hasn't. And you're like, well, that's their problem. Maybe. I don't think it's helped. I don't think it's helped the sales of baits, and I don't think it's helped the views of people watching and all that stuff. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, think about your comments first, man. Some of y'all are living in the dark about what's going on in the industry. How many more videos am I gonna have to make to explain this to some of these people? But yeah, it's already gone away in some things. It's my video. I guess this is going out today because it was not planned. I have other 2 videos. I have to go reschedule everything. That way when I reply to them, I just copy and paste. Just copy and paste.